What's up, everybody? How we doing? Sean Patterson here with Brake Science ATL, and in this video, we are going to discuss what high percentage braking is, the significance of high percentage braking, and then I'm going to lay out a blueprint for you to follow that will help you navigate your braker's journey. And so, the significance of high percentage braking, where the term comes from, actually, is that I play tennis also. And in tennis, we say you want to play high percentage. That means you're hitting cross courts. You're hitting up the line. You're hitting the serve above the net. Over the lower part of the net. So yeah, I basically incorporated high percentage, the term, and applied it to my braking, which is why I am dope. And when you apply braking, when you apply it to braking, that means you're operating within the confines of your abilities. You're not doing too much that will make you prone to injury, and you're playing it. You're on the fence between playing it safe and pushing your abilities. And so, just for context, a way to be high percentage and still advance your movement is to, for example, let's say I'm just learning how to do windmills, and I normally do one. It'd be to try 3 windmills continuous, because you know to move the windmill in a singular sense. Now it's just a matter of making it plural. And so, for me personally, what I'm working on right now is halos, elbow air flares, and air flares. And so, the way to be high percentage is to understand the technique. And this is why we talked about the feisty model in the last video. And so, already you've seen me discuss 2 aspects of the feisty model. You've seen me discuss you, whereby I say, wait a second, I play tennis. And so how can I incorporate tennis into my braking? Well, I can take the concept of being high percentage, incorporate it in my braking, and then also I can leverage that principle in order to optimize the moves I already have without trying to get new moves. So that was the Y aspect of feisty. You. And then I got technique, where it say, okay, I know I've got the strength to do these moves, halo, elbow air flare. Now it's just a matter of, is my technique astute? And so we're operating in this term, high percentage, because you might not have heard that term before. And in braking, you can't always go off. You have to have a baseline to which you operate. And then once you realize that that's your baseline, progress beyond. And so, for example, for me, my baseline is a 7 out of 10. I would be a 7 out of 10 breaker if I just run my basic, on my worst, on my worst day, I'm a 7. Like on my worst day, I'm talking about I've trained for like 8 days, no gas in the tank. No gas in the tank. My moves are exhausted. My muscles are exhausted, but I can still operate on a baseline level of a 7 out of 10. Optimally, I'm like an 8.6 out of 10. Cool. That was just an example. Now let's discuss what high percentage braking is. High percentage braking is just operating within the confines of your abilities in order to hit the beats, illustrate foundational mastery via foundational manipulation, all while being original. That is what high percentage braking is. Once again, operating in the confines of your own abilities while hitting the beats, illustrating foundational mastery via foundational manipulation, and all while being original. That is what high percentage braking is. If you can do that, you will progress in this art form very quickly. And I want you to watch these videos because I want you to understand the mental aspect of braking. In every form of art, there is a mental aspect. In every form of athleticism, there is a mental aspect. And so understanding the art form from a conceptual standpoint allows you to manipulate that foundation better, and you learn how to do that quicker. This allows you to become a better breaker and advance through those more difficult moves. The significance of high percentage braking is that we really opt to, as breakers, illustrate our understanding of what is foundation. And I'll give you a foundational blueprint that you can practice by yourself at home in order to understand this. But foundational manipulation with respect to magnitude is imperative. And so once you can do that, progressively speaking, like as you progress through your journey, you progressively increase your magnitude, your level of foundational manipulation. And we want you to do this in a safe way. And that's why high percentage braking is a term that I coined. Because I want you to be dope, of course. I want you to be doper than me. But I want you to do it in a safe way for longevity. And I also want you to have a long career. Certain type of styles are not sustainable. There is an optimal way to break. Like, dude, you're not gonna be a little G after 1 year. You're just not. And so the question becomes, how do I navigate these series of maneuvers that are unconventional relative to colloquial athleticism and movement in a safe, effective, yet culturally viable manner? And so really, here is the blueprint for high percentage breaking. Of course, you want to start with top rock and footwork. And a life hack with respect to breaking, anything that can be done on top rock can be done with footwork. So if I do an outstep with top rock, I can do an outstep with footwork. If I do a back step with top rock, I can do that same thing with footwork. If I do a side step with top rock, I can do that same thing with footwork. Now, do that to hit the ground, and this will help you with your foundational manipulation. The concept being body control with respect to the footwork category. The reason why this is important is because footwork allows you to build strength in all aspects of your breaking for stacks, power, top rock, and it helps your footwork over time become a powerful asset that will aid you in your power. Additionally, footwork intrinsically has mechanics that are also inherent to power moves. Because remember, everything follows a kinetic chain. We go from the bottom up, and I will make a separate video on the kinetic chain. Additionally, I will leave a link to the comments of a video of B-Boy Lil G. He really nasty with it. He really nice. Now, once you got your body control with respect to footwork in the form of weight distribution, shout out DJ Monty Paul, you will then progress to learn the classical footwork maneuvers. The 3-step, the 6-step, the 12-step, aka baby love step, the helicopter. All 4 of these maneuvers have the same moves that you will be doing in power, and you will be building up strength in your body to do power while doing these maneuvers. The best part is that you can also use these as stand-alone moves, and it is not considered a bite. This is original foundation in breaking history that was developed, and recently we have discovered that concepts are what we should be teaching on a foundational level initially. But these are the original moves that you were supposed to learn growing up in the early 2000s. Since this art form was conceptualized in breaking history. Now, everything starts from the bottom up. Once you've got the footwork mastered, you can master footwork in 2 weeks. Not really, but you can look decent with footwork in 2 weeks. You can really get it down in a month. And with the stuff I'm going to teach you, I'm going to make your footwork look dope so you can master all of the strength that you need to do power moves, and additionally do the confirmations that you need to do in order to master your footwork. Now, once you've got that down, now it's time to begin learning freezes in the form of a hang glide freeze, baby freeze, forearm freeze, air baby, handstand, one-handed handstand. And all the moves I just named you can do on one hand. You can also learn the air chair. And with the freezes, it's important to learn on both sides. So that means you want to learn footwork on both sides as well. Still working on that personally, but I've always had my footwork mastered on both sides. Since 2014 I have, rather. So, yo, I'm not gonna lie, bro. People really did start doing the air baby after I did the air baby, bro. I gotta just throw that in there. The air baby's hard. Air baby's hard. Let's actually, now that I think about it, I'm gonna show you how to optimize your air baby with some variations, because that's just such a beautiful move. Anyways, now. Both sides. Next, it's finally time to learn power moves. And notice I listed these moves that operate from the bottom up. From the bottom up. Going from the hang glide to the handstand. This is to minimize injury. We're going to do the same thing with power moves. You want to learn your power moves in the following order. The one-handed hand glide hop. Dark hammers. Windmills. Crickets. Jackhammers. Swipes. Star walk. Flare, 1990s, 2000s, air flare. Some other power moves you can learn while you're doing this are gorillas and UFOs. And those are at the bottom. So while you're learning those crickets and windmills and the one-hand hop, learn the gorillas and UFOs. And I'm going to give you all the requisite exercises you need to understand in order to do every power move. I'm not going to let you down on this one, my people. Don't worry. We're going to have a good time on Break Science ATL. So, that being said, that is the blueprint for breaking high percentage. And this can all be done in 3 months if you really dedicate the time. Granted, you're not going to be hitting air flares in 3 months. But I am here to say that you can learn pretty much what you need to do in 3 months. And then when we apply it to breaking high percentage, this is how we've been applying this. We are breaking high percentage. This is the format for breaking high percentage so you don't injure yourself and so you have a long breaking career. Because you want to keep your wrist intact. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to feel it on my wrist. I've been doing this a long time. It's starting to hurt. Now, that being said, that is the blueprint. So, in this video, coming close to close, we have discussed high percentage breaking. We discussed how I originated the term high percentage breaking. We discussed, actually we did that with respect to the feisty model of you. You can come up with your own method of breaking. For some, it might be more desirable to just be flashy and have your days when you're on, have your days when you're off. But for me, I like to have a good baseline. I like to understand that I'm not always going to be able to go off. So I just break within the realms of my abilities. And I progressively try to increase those abilities with respect to that model, the blueprint that I just gave you. We also discussed what it is. We also gave a definition. We gave a significance of what it is. And I gave you the blueprint. Verbatim. I will illustrate the blueprint for you in a separate video. So be on the lookout for that. That being said, it's your boy Sean Patterson with Break Science ATL, dog. We with Break Science ATL. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions on how to break high percentage, leave me a message in the comments. And that being said, I'm Sean Patterson. I'm out.